Oh, Sharon. Sharon. Oh,
Wham, she sees you.
yep. Hi, Sharon.
Hello.
Okay, I will. How are you?
Okay, trying to stay cool. It's warm in here.
Yeah, I might want to turn my fan on too, I think. Might make a lot of noise though. We'll see. Um, yeah, did you find the email I sent you
Yes,
today?
yeah,
I
I
don't
did.
ever sent it. I think I wrote the letter, but I don't think I actually mailed it to you. I couldn't find where I'd done it, so you may have never received it before. So anyways, thought maybe I had put some pictures together, but they were easy to find again, so but yeah. So
She
she
looks
looks,
good.
yeah, she does. She does look good.
So I was pleased to see that. I was trying to think about how old she is now.
I think she's Kenny's age, so she must be about 31.
Okay. I knew she was just a little older than Sarah, but I couldn't remember how much older.
Yeah. I want to say they were born the same year. So don't remember exactly her birthday. Do you remember what month her birthday was or anything?
Not now.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did with, I had the original thing
Yeah. And I
from her
have it
sponsorship,
somewhere too. Yeah.
but I'm not sure where it's at these days.
Yeah. I could
But
probably
I
look
know that,
quick.
it's been before the pandemic that she was through college. So
Hmm. Yes. Yep. So yeah, let me look real quick. I think I know where it is. Yeah, she must have just turned 31. Her birthday's June 23rd, 1995. And Kenny's in February, so
okay.
anyways. Yeah, a couple times. Do you use the bulletins? You use the bulletins that I send, right?
Sometimes it depends on if I can do the email on my phone or not, because I do
Okay.
the I do the Facebook on my iPad.
Yeah. A couple times I've had it bounce and
Mm.
you know there's something wrong with our CTK emails. And I'm having problems with Gmails. I think it has to do with the security certificate. Somehow that isn't set up right. So
Oh, okay.
I haven't figured that out. But that's why I've been sending some things from the my Gmail account because that works fine. But I like to send the official church stuff from the CTK one, but almost seems like it might be easier just to get a free Gmail account. Father Townsend wanted those special emails though, so we've had those for a long time.
Or you could
But
always get a Gmail that is for the church.
right. That's what I was
And then
thinking.
and then if the other one doesn't work, you can send it instead of having to use your personal, you could just send the church
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I've been using the person. I mean, a lot of the stuff is set up on my personal. I didn't really realize what I was doing when I did it. So yeah. My personal one is already kind of control, has church stuff on it. Hi, Vilma.
Maddie, hi Sharon. How are you?
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Glad you can join us.
Yes,
We'll
I
wait.
am too.
Yeah, wait for the guys to show up now. All the ladies are on time.
Yeah, because it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, I know Josh was sending the email to Ed, so hopefully they're getting got that all worked out, so.
Is that the guy from the diocese?
Yes. Yeah.
Were you able to just click on the email and log in?
Yes.
Okay,
you-
it didn't work for me. So I just put the meeting number in and the
Oh,
password.
huh. Okay, that's strange.
Yeah, it might be because it's on my laptop and I was using my fingers instead of the mouse.
Okay. It's partial to the mouse.
Yeah, but sometimes I forget which computer I'm on. My desktop is not like this, and I'm busy touching the screen saying, why isn't this thing working?
Oh, goodness.
Oh, man. It is so humid today. I walked outside this morning. I had just had a shower in 5 minutes. I was just sweating like crazy.
Okay, yeah, I don't
Gosh.
know what the humidity level is. It's supposed to get really hot this week, so.
You mean it wasn't really hot today?
Well, I don't know. What temperature did it get up to?
107.
Okay, yeah, I think it's supposed to be like 114 is what Arnold said later in the week.
Oh, wow.
So.
I've
yeah.
seen anywhere from 109 to 111. I hadn't heard 114.
Oh, wow.
Well, I don't know. I think Arnold has a special app or something.
Yes, he tracks that all the
He
time.
always
Yeah.
seems to have different numbers than what I have.
Yeah, I'm looking
I hope
at,
this time he's wrong.
the
The weather
US
channel.
Geologic or whatever, the government one, and then I'm looking at the Weather Channel, so.
Okay, yeah. Usually what I'm using is the Weather Channel one. Where is it?
I use
I've
whatever
haven't
pops
really
up on the
been-
computer or the phone.
Yeah, I haven't really been worrying about it as much lately. I don't know. I used to always look like I had to know every evening and every day what the temperature was going to be. I just kind of got
Oh,
out of it. So let's see, daily.
no, it
Yeah.
means that's if I'm gonna go out.
Mine
I can't
isn't
cook in the
saying
morning.
anything. Like,
Pardon?
yeah, mine isn't saying anything like that hot. So
Yeah.
So
Well, the National Weather Service, which has the official calibrated thing at the airfield on base, it said it was 105 today.
Oh, okay, okay.
Sometimes Weather Channel will say it's a degree or two hotter because they're doing it more in town rather
Yeah.
than, and I think the airfield is slightly higher than in town.
Yes, it's a bit cooler. Yeah, I think it's they said it went up to 106. My phone does, and it's 99 now. And while they were having the heat wave on the East Coast, this last week, I guess in Connecticut, they were having really. My friend showed me a picture. Her sister sent her. She had hail.
Okay, okay.
It's a little bit further up.
Hello.
I'm sorry,
hello
guys.
there.
Hi, Ed.
I was in the wrong meeting.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how I did that, but I did.
Josh, are we in the right meeting or in the wrong meeting?
You are in the right meeting now. We're just
Yes, you're in the right
missing
meeting now.
Yeah,
I think
missing our
so.
Father Samuel. Yeah, is he there
And
now?
Father Samuel's in the room with me.
Oh, okay.
And, oh,
Yeah.
he's
You
gonna
look
put
like
it
you're
on
in his
too.
office, so.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. Oh, there he
now
is.
we'll get
Yes.
You both, get you too.
Good afternoon. Good evening, Father Samuel.
Evening.
We finally making this happen. The bishop will be very happy.
Yes.
So, how do you want to begin? Maybe introducing the people that are on the call, and I'm going to take a few notes, and then I'll be open for any questions that you may have.
Okay.
Yes, I think that sound like
Sorry, use the sound for that. Use your sound.
oh really?
Yeah, we're in the same room. That doesn't work so well.
Without the echo?
I was
Yeah.
wondering about that. The two of you so close together,
Right.
there probably will be some feedback. And you have to use one phone or you have to go to another room.
Just sit next to you.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. I think you can hear me.
I can hear you, Father Samuel.
Okay.
So Josh, probably what you want to do, yeah, shut the other one off, maybe?
Oh, I was just going to kind of mute myself and let him because he might show something on his computer. I don't know.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. Fine
He's
me.
got
Yeah,
two
because you can
computers
use the
going.
same computer.
Josh has got a seat. He's good.
Okay. Then you take my seat.
I'm all right.
Okay.
All right. So, obviously you're Melody, not Jim.
Yes,
So-
I'm Melody Witham. I'm the parish administrator for Christ the King. So I've been since John's left, I pretty much am writing the checks.
Okay.
I don't know a whole lot besides
Writing the
writing
checks. Okay.
So
All right. And then to Sharon.
Sharon?
Yes.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi.
How and what role do you play?
Right now, nothing. But I'm hoping to assist when my back gets better,
Okay.
stronger.
Okay. And when you say assist Josh?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then we have Vilma.
I am currently the receiving treasurer. So I know what money comes in, but I don't know what all our expenses are, how money is distributed. I can look at a bank statement and see how much money we have at any one time, but I can't tell you exactly how much we. I don't have the full picture, and that's what I'm
Okay.
hoping to
Okay.
learn, so that we can be backup for Josh.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. And then Josh, you are the current treasurer.
Correct. Yeah. I've been putting in every so often putting in the checks because we've been saving the receipts, right? And then I put that into the computer. We've been using QuickBooks for our expenditures and our deposits.
Okay. And let me just turn this phone off. So, walk me through so let me just tell you a little bit about myself. And so, I am the treasurer for Trinity here in Bakersfield. I've been the treasurer for over 10 years. I'm also the chief auditor for the diocese, and I also sit on the standing committee for the diocese. And so, my background in my real life, I was a market president with Wells Fargo. So, my banking background covers 30 years, from savings and loans to banks. So, finance is kind of my gig, and I really know that. And with all the audits that I have done, I've seen, some really good ones and some that need some kind of help and assistance. And so that's where I want to really guide you, right? I want you to be able to do it the right way, to where, when you have your vestry meeting, that you are reporting things that you know are accurate and true and correct. All right. So let's kind of walk, and I'm going to go very fundamental from the very beginning. Um, Father Samuel does a great service, and so how many services do you do, Father Samuel?
Two service, Wednesday and Sunday service. Sometimes we have other extra ones, but mainly two services.
Okay, Wednesday and Sunday, and
Yeah.
so you do just like a 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock service.
Yeah, there's 10 o'clock on Sunday,
Okay,
and there is noon on Wednesday service.
all right, and so with those, obviously you have with both of those services, you have collection plates, right? And
Just
you
one
have
service. Only one service. We don't do collection for Wednesday.
okay, so
We
Sunday
have
only
yeah,
is when you do the collection plate.
right.
All right. And so when you do your collections, do you have two people count the money out of
Yes,
the plate? So you have
yes.
two people count. Okay, good. And so what are you using as a counting sheet for what was collected and gathered for the Sundays?
We have a program in the computer Quicken program,
Okay,
where we enter all of the income, how much it is, who made it, what it's designated for. To count the physical money, we have a sheet, and of course, we use an adding machine to double check on the entries.
okay. So then you have a counting sheet, and
Yes,
basically you're counting all the money from what was gathered in the plate, correct?
yes,
And when you are counting the money, obviously you get both cash and checks, right?
yes.
And so, with that cash, do you have both people initial for counting that cash?
No, one person does the cash, the actual cash. One person does the computer entries. One person handles the physical money and checks and things like that.
Okay, all right. What do you think the impact would be to ensure that everything is accurate if you had both people count the cash?
Um, Minimal because we don't often have a lot of cash. Last week we had $179 in cash, and
Okay.
that was more than we usually do.
Okay, all right. It's always a good practice when you have cash to have two people verify so that, because again, being the banker, being the auditor, I want to make sure that eyes are on the cash that go out of that plate. Because then you put it
Okay.
into a bag and then that probably an envelope, right? And you're going to seal the envelope and you're going to date the envelope, and the two people are going to initial on the back, showing that they have counted that cash. And also within that envelope would be whatever checks you have collected as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Very good. And so then what happens? What's the next step after you have counted all the cash, counted everything that was in the plate? Where does that money go?
It goes to the bank
On the same day or the next day?
on the same day.
Okay. And so you deposit it through the ATM?
Yes.
Okay.
The
All right.
bank deposits, whatever it is.
Okay. All right. And so then what do you do? What do you do with that ATM receipt?
Um, that at the time of deposit, we don't get a receipt from the bank. They send it afterwards, or it's available online. From there's a little printout where they list all the money they received, and it's also on the bank statement.
Okay. And which bank do you bank with?
All to one.
All to one.
It's a
Okay.
credit union.
Yep. All to one. Credit union. Okay. And so then and I know you can always verify the deposit online, right? But you should get some sort of a transaction receipt showing the cash that was deposited and a total amount, just so that that receipt, that transaction record, can be either attached to that envelope because that is your bank deposit, right?
Okay. Because it's Sunday, the bank is not open, but we in the Quicken program there is a check deposit listing, and there's a
Right.
cash and check deposit sheet. We attach the adding machine tape to one of those sheets, and we keep that original, and we have the um, counting sheet which tells you how many pennies, how many dollars, etc., etc.
Okay.
Um, while John was still here, we'd also get a printer from the bank the next day saying,
Okay.
this is what we received.
Okay.
I don't know if it's still being picked up, but it's available.
Okay. And so because you brought up a good point in regards to coins could be part of the plate. All right.
Mhm.
There's going to be cash and coin. And so, what you can also do is once that envelope is sealed with checks, cash, and coin, you can always take that to the bank the next day. Take it on Monday
Yeah,
if that would work,
yeah, that
versus
means
doing it through
somebody
the
has to have
ATM.
the money overnight, and I think nobody wants to do that. What
Is,
we
is
could
there is there a
possibly
is
do,
there a locked drawer or a
yes,
locked
there is.
cabinet in the church office?
Yes, there is. And following what you're saying, I think what I would suggest we do is deposit it the same day, whenever possible, and then the next day somebody could go to the bank and pick up the deposit slip.
Okay. All
That's
right.
what John used to do.
Okay. And so to be more convenient, because again, the ATM cannot take coin, just doing it all at one swoop. Just going,
Yes, the ATM does take coin. I'm sorry.
oh,
What we do is put it in a bag which is sealed. Um,
oh wow.
Coin, yes. Yeah,
I
we
did
keep.
More
not
like a
realize that the
Dropbox.
ATM.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Wow.
a drop box. I know you are saying ATM, but I was assuming drop boxes, which banks,
Yeah,
which
so you go to the night
stores
depository.
use that. Yes,
Yeah,
that's right. Like an
night
egg
depo okay.
box.
All right. So as long as you go to the night depository,
Hmm.
then you're going to be able to verify that the amount, once you get that on your online bank statement, right? Then you're going to see that that total amount of $179 matches what you had put in
Hmm.
the envelope, initial signed, and put into the night depository. And
Hmm.
that's probably in a locked bag. Do they offer a locked bag to you?
Yes, we used to use a lock bag, and then the next day somebody has to go and get it. Now there are also plastic lock bags, disposable ones,
Oh, yeah.
where you,
Perfect.
and that's
Good.
what we
Good.
use.
Good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So I like that process as long as you're taking the cash, coin, checks, and put in the night drop,
Hmm.
and you're doing it that same day, or it could be done the next day. It doesn't really matter. Whatever your team and your congregation feels comfortable with, that's the right thing to do. So then you're gonna have that counting sheet that you have listed all the cash, the coin. Does that also list the givers on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there's
So,
a separate sheet for the givers. There's one sheet which lists the checks and the banks they were written on.
okay.
There's another sheet which lists the givers and how much money they gave. And there's a sheet you can download this thing which says how much money was given and which accounts it's going into.
Okay. And so on that sheet to that point of where the money's going to go, it's broken down to administrative, could be for altar guild, could be for whatever special
Specific, yes. Yeah.
all right,
Or
sorry.
just in
Any kind of
general.
special service, whatever it may be. All right,
Yeah.
good deal. And
And
so,
we print that out every week. We save it on a thumb drive. It's saved to the computer, saved on a thumb drive, and we have a printout every week, and we keep those in binders.
okay. Back in my bank days, with those plastic deposit bags,
Hmm.
there should be some sort of a strip that you could write the dollar amount on, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
That should get attached to the sheets
Hmm. We
because
do
that's
that.
the proof, right? That everything's been counted. You got the initials. Everything is great. Okay,
We do
very good.
that.
Very good.
The bag has a serial number and a tear strip at the top. On
Yep.
the bag itself, you write how much money, etc., etc. On the tear strip, you say how much money, who counted it. You sign that, and
Perfect.
we take that tear strip and attach it to the documents which are being kept in the binders.
Excellent. 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 All right. So then as we move through the month, you can take all that information, you enter it on the Quicken program, right? Who
Mhm.
gave what? And then you just have probably it would be loose plate. Do you have is that what you do for the cash and the coin?
Mhm.
Just loose plate? Um, I mean, does your church have envelopes for all the givers?
Not all, because sometimes they have new people.
Right.
And some people, like me, don't use the envelopes.
Yeah. I'm not a
Some
user
people
either, but okay.
some people make one donation a year because we have a lot of retirees, and
Yeah,
financially speaking, as you know, it's better to make the once a year deposit.
right.
So I don't need envelopes.
Okay, all right, which is okay. It's so, but for those that do use the envelopes because they like it, those envelopes would be attached to the counting sheet, right? And all of that. Okay, very
Yes,
cool.
well, because they're so big, we have them, we've attached the envelopes to the list, the printout of who gave what money, and
Okay.
store that in a separate box.
And
Also,
for what?
as we take the money out of each envelope, we write, even though the people write what they're giving, we
Okay,
double check that it's the same check number, the same amount of money, and especially if there's cash in envelope, how much it is, and write that down as well to double check
okay.
what's
And
in the envelope.
and then at Alta One, um, do you have what, an admin account? Do you have any other accounts besides admin?
Now, there you have me. That once I put that money in the bank, I don't know very much of what goes on next. That's
Okay.
where Josh comes in terms of
All right, Josh.
balancing the accounts and having the chart
I'm
accounts
gonna
and so on.
besides
And that's what I
besides
like
the
to learn.
ad besides the admin account, do you have any other accounts there at Alta One?
So I believe they're all just
I
one.
think perhaps
type of account.
the building account is separate.
No, I
It's
think
not?
we only have one account.
Okay.
Okay, so you have one account, but through Quicken, are you able to have separate designated funds?
Mhm.
One for like building account, one for Alta
Yes.
Guild, one for
Yes.
whatever you want, right?
Yes. I've never seen like a chart of accounts, but we have a drop down a chart of accounts where you can say where the money is going.
Okay, all right, good deal. And so then as you are entering all the giving and you've identified who gave what, that's when
Yeah.
you put it in the drop-down menu, right? So that
Yes.
all of your reporting is correct. All right.
Yes.
And so then the month progresses, and then you're going to come to the end of the month, and then you're going to do a bank reconciliation. Who's going to are you, Velma, going to do the bank reconciliation?
Josh is.
Josh is.
Right now, I should
Okay.
say right now, Josh does.
Okay. So Josh, you're looking at all the sheets, comparing it to the deposits, and making sure that everything's accounted for. Do you have any third-party services such as for online giving? Do you have any online giving at all done?
No.
Oh,
No, I think I saw something where they were thinking about doing it, but there isn't
We
it
did
isn't
it for a
available yet.
while, but it wasn't really cost effective.
Okay,
There was very little being used and it was costing us a lot of money to have
yeah,
it, so we ended
perfect.
up dropping it.
Yeah. And so, but you probably received throughout the week bill pay checks that will go towards their giving.
Yes, I received checks in the office. And so then, yeah, I put them in an envelope and secure them in the treasurer's file cabinet, which is locked
Okay.
when I get them. The only
And
thing
how
that
often do you
concern,
deposit those?
well, they get
On
deposited
Sunday.
that Sunday.
Oh, so
That
you're going to add it
Sunday.
to the deposit from Sunday, and then that
Right.
gets into the night depository at Alta
Right.
One.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, okay, so that makes sense. So then, walk me through, Josh, what is your normal process of what you do when it comes to reconciliation?
so the application that we have has the you can see like what expenses and uh what deposits have been made
Okay.
throughout the month, right?
Okay.
And so I compare that to our bank statement. And if the numbers match, because each check, right?
Right.
Signed to each deposit is associated and each expenditure is associated on the bank statement.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Before we move on, I just wanted to find out also, do you, Father Samuel, do you have a rector's discretionary account?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right.
No, we do have a pastoral care account now, where people can, it's not part of a budget, but people can designate funds to go towards pastoral care, in which case Father Samuel has the discretionary ability to use it for people who need it.
Okay, good deal.
Oh.
And so who audits that? Who checks and does a reconciliation of that?
I assume that that's at the diocesan level because
It's all the same account.
So let me walk you through the process that we do.
Okay.
So, and not that Father Carl has a lot of activity, but if money is given to the discretionary account, or pastoral care account, then it would be up to, to Josh as a treasurer to reconcile it every quarter. Not to say, that money was given to Melody or to Sharon or to Vilma. It's about making sure that all checks are accounted for and that, the balance to the check register balances to what's on the bank statement. That's what is more important, right? And so and again, I do that on a quarterly basis. So just so you just kind of choose, here it is, July, is when I would audit the June statement.
okay.
Just to make sure
Yeah.
I line it, Josh. I put a line and I say audited by and today's date of July 7th. And
And where do you do that?
I do that on the check register
Okay.
because I'm checking the balance that Father Samuel would have to what was reflected on the bank statement.
Ed, can I explain something?
Sure.
Father Samuel doesn't have a separate checkbook for his account. It's a part of our church account. It's just a line item,
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
So the checks are written out of the same checkbook that I would pay our electricity bill out of and
Okay.
everything. So when Josh would reconcile the checkbook, I would assume that not only would he be checking the deposits, but he'd be going through and checking all the checks I wrote
Yeah.
wrote in the book and making sure that
Yeah,
they're
all the checks
Yeah.
are accounted for.
Okay. All
and
right.
Father Samuel's would be one of those checks, basically.
Okay. And
Now that's
so,
one of the things I was going to ask you about because we can have a list of where the funds are allocated, and I was going to ask you about tracking checks that are written against those allocations and being able to say how much was spent and how much we have at a glance.
right. And so then as a part of your budget process, do you allocate so much money for Father Samuel to use for pastoral care?
No, it's not a budget item. We don't allocate that money. People choose to specify, I want to give $100 to the pastoral care fund. So you put into that pastoral care fund, and if nobody contributes, then he doesn't have any money.
Right, right. And so okay, and so then if I was a person of need and I went to Father Samuel and said, can you help me out with $150 and you happen to have $200 in the account, what process would Father Samuel have to do to get a check to give to me and how do you document that?
Okay, so what would happen is you would come into the office and you would fill out a form.
Okay.
And you would say what you needed and all your vital information. And then I would make a copy of your license, maybe any bill that you had.
Okay.
And then I would give that to Father Samuel to look at and pray over. And then he would tell me whether he wants to help the person or not. And if he
Okay.
does, then I would write out the check. And then we have two people sign it.
Okay.
Father Samuel usually is one of them, and then we get another person that's a signer on the bank account, sign
Okay.
it. Or at least a member of the church. I guess for
Right.
the bank itself, we only need one signer, but the diocese likes us to have two signers, so we get another member of the church.
Correct.
It's never
Correct.
me that signs it, it's always somebody else.
Okay. And so how many signers do you have on the account?
I think it's probably about 6,
Okay. So,
maybe 7.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so, yeah, that's good to have two signatures, right? So Josh, you know, there could be a time, and this is what we have at Trinity, is that there could be a time where it's really hard to get one of our 5 people to come by the office to sign a check, right? You know, Melody, how challenging that can be. So, what you can also do is at your vestry meeting, you basically say, if a check is less than $500, it can go out with one signature. But it's like $501, you need 2, just so that you're not holding up, trying to get a check signed 1 or 2 days later. So what we do is the start of every year. That's just one of our new business items, is that we have, a $500 amount saying that it's okay. It's approved by the vestry. You have it in the vestry minutes that it's okay for one signature to have to go out, because you can't get anybody.
We have something a little bit like that, in that the decision to spend $500 or less doesn't have to go to the vestry. The priest and the
Warden.
pardon?
Pardons.
And the
Yeah.
warden.
Yes, the senior and the junior warden can decide, well, this is a justifiable expense, and they can agree to commit the money,
Okay.
not to send the check, but at least to commit the money,
Okay.
whatever it is.
All right. And so, which is a-okay, because I'm thinking, Melody, you've been designated to pay the bills, right? Based on the vestry giving you that authority to do, correct?
I don't know if the vestry gave me the authority, but
Or like we didn't have anybody else.
But I offered to help Josh in that way just
Okay.
because it was a little overwhelming with everything, and
And because John was
bills
sick for
at
so
home,
long,
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't really mind doing that. And then
Okay.
he handles all the computer type stuff
Okay.
and
All right. Very cool.
reports.
Very cool. All right. As long as you have a process, because there's going to be an audit one day, and we want to make sure that everything is kind of has a process in place, right? So that's really good. All right. So walk me through, because I'm used to QuickBooks and I'm used to QuickBooks Online. Talk to me about how does Quicken work?
We misheard us. It is QuickBooks for us as well.
Oh, okay. It's
Alright.
QuickBooks. Okay.
But we are
Oh.
QuickBooks 2013. We're on an older.
Yeah, you're on old school. Okay, which is okay because I like old school, so that's good. So then you have a chart of accounts, and so how often do you look at that chart of accounts and update it to where it's got an active chart versus inactive? How often do you do that on an annual basis, Josh?
he hasn't been doing it for a year yet. So
Dan,
Okay. How long have you been in the role?
about
A
a
month?
year now.
2 weeks?
About a year now.
About a year?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So just food for thought by the end of this year. Just go through your chart of accounts and really look at to see, what is really active and what is not active, and just kind of make it an inactive account.
yeah,
Just kind of
I'm glad you brought that up,
cleans up
because
your balance sheet.
we do need to have a couple more accounts. How do you allocate money to each account? If you start a new account, how do you allocate the money for that account and track deposits and expenditures?
Okay, so when you look at your profit and loss statement, right? That's where you're going to have all your income lines, and you're going to have one umbrella account for Alta One Credit Union, right? And
Yeah.
then below that, you're going to have all of your sub accounts, which would be Alter Guild, whatever other ones you may have. And so that, but on the bottom to all that, that's all should add up to what's the balance in your checking statement, right?
Yeah.
Right. So so Josh, when you're looking at the P&L, is that what you're seeing, or the balance sheet?
I don't really know what I'm looking at.
Okay. So maybe what we can do on a different call is let's look at what, just do it, bring up screen, take a look at it, and I'll walk you through. Because the other thing is, in typically about August, September is when you're going to start planning the budget, right, for next year, right?
Yeah, so
Because
how do
you
you,
want it,
or you would talk about how to do that, or do that at the next meeting, or?
yeah, probably in the next meeting, because that's kind of labor intensive, and I want to make sure that we're doing it the right way. But to Vilma's point, if you want to add an account, let's add an account, right? So I'll show you and I'll walk you through all those steps. But you should begin planning in August by going in to QuickBooks, going under reports, and looking at the financial statement or the profit and loss, right? It's called profit and loss.
Yeah, they shouldn't call it that.
All right. And so then you click on that, and it's going to do a year to date, right? But I like to go to the performance report. And what that's going to do is that's going to give you a snapshot of what's going on with the budget versus actual for the month. It's going to give you the quarter actual and month, quarter to date, and then the annual, and where you stand, to where all of your, you want to keep your budget in line, right? And maybe you haven't used that yet, but I'm just going to encourage you, and we'll walk you through that, because it's just a great report to share with your vestry, so they all know, oh, Josh, explain to me why we're over on our electric bill, or you're over on your maintenance, whatever it may be. You're over healthcare or medical that may need to be paid, so that you're able to click on that and say, oh, we had bills, we had budgeted 200, and we had bills for 400 because our monthly payment's 200, and because of timing, it the June got paid in July, right? And so that's why it's over. So then you're able to articulate the reasons why, if that makes sense, right? So I can walk you through all that. Okay. We'll just do it on a Zoom, and we'll share the screen and have all that good stuff. And so then you'll do that's the profit and loss. And then you also need the balance sheet, because Father Samuel, are you renting space, or do you own your church? Talk to me
Bank
about that.
owns it.
We own the church.
You own the church building, so you're showing that as an asset, the building itself, right? All right, which is good. Do you have a balance owing on that building?
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna have an appraised value, right, of what it looks like right now, and then you're gonna have how much you owe, and on that loan is through ABC Bank, right? Whatever bank it's with, and so we want to make sure when you look at the bank statement, and I think you had mentioned you have some sort of a building loan, a building account, correct? Under your assets, you have a building account.
Yes.
What is that money to be used for? To pay down as a payment on that loan? Walk me through that.
It started before we had the building. People were donating money so that we could purchase a building. We used some of that money as down payment on the building and left some for things like repairs and improvements. And I think that is still known as the building fund.
Okay. All right.
But the actual
So
payment
now
of the
we
mortgage,
channel surf, and let's segue over to that balance sheet, right? You're going to have, that money that you have left allocated for maintenance, for improvements, whatever it may be to the building, that should be in a restricted account. It should not be a part of your overall admin amount, because admin is for any purpose, right? So you want to make sure that money that has been given for a specific purpose for that building
used for that.
should be in a restricted account.
I think
It's
it is.
still- it's still-
No, you talk about an admin account. We only have the one account.
No, right.
We have the allocated specific.
Right.
Yes.
So then through QuickBooks, you can set up a GL line, a general ledger line item. That's basically going to say, these are our designated accounts, so that
We do
monies
that.
are separate. They're going to be a part of your total balance, but they're below they're below, so that it is kept to where that money is not spent except for business purposes. Does that
Yes,
make
we do
sense,
have
Donna?
that. Our general account is called pledges. That's general pledge income. If we also have specific accounts, say as you said altogether, but whatever you want to call it, Sunday school, what are the other things? Some that people might just give money without something specific, but
Right.
it's only part of their pledge. We do have separate accounts, and if money is allocated for a specific item, then yes, that's where it goes, and we
And
can
that money's
take it
not
unless
to be
the person-
touched except for that specific purpose,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Yeah. And that would be on your balance sheet in QuickBooks.
Yes.
So that's what we want to make sure that, we look at to make sure that, someone has what that total amount should look like, right? If it's $10,000 or $1,000, there's a record of when somebody did a reconciliation of all the giving for, let's say, the building account, all that money that's left over should be accounted somewhere, correct? And that
Yes.
would be that'd be in QuickBooks. It would show all the gross amount. Then we took 10% or 20% down for the down payment. You'll see that withdrawal, but you'll still see a residual left in that account, right? Of whatever that dollar amount may be.
So
Does that make
Vilma,
sense?
is that what you don't know how to look up yourself? You know how to?
I probably do. I was just going to ask Ed,
Okay.
would there be a conflict of interest in my going deeper into those accounts? Because I can go in and pull some of this information, but since I'm the receiving treasurer, do you have to have separation of function between the receiving treasurer and the treasurer? Because I
Well-
can go in and all those numbers.
You can you just basically see, but not act?
I can probably go through it and find it. Oh, yes.
Yeah, so you can see it, but you cannot move it.
Right.
Giving you that authority. So that, to keep those checks and balances in place, I would notify Josh to say, you know what, we put this amount of money into the wrong line item and we need to move it.
Okay.
And so then Josh would say, oh, you're right. I see it's here. It needs to go down to the building fund. I'm going to make the movement, right?
Okay.
So get everything balanced. And that's your checks and balances, right? Josh doesn't have total control of everything. He does, but you're the checks to his balance. That makes sense.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Oh,
Okay.
yes, I can do that.
Okay.
And I don't know if we have one. I'd also like to see an ongoing list of expenses. I mean, for example, with your house, you know, you've got to pay for your credit card, you've got to pay the electricity, the gas, etc., etc.
Right.
I don't know if we have a list like that somewhere, Melody, you know, what your monthly expenses are
Well,
and about how much you spend on
so
each.
then,
I can
so
track
when
how much you spend on
when
it, but do you
yeah,
have?
when you look at the credit card, I'm assuming, Melody, you're going to get the statement,
Yes.
right? And you're going to see a breakdown of all the expenses that are listed on that credit card, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so you're going to need to put, you know, is this for Father Samuel? It's his credit card that he uses for church expenses.
Yes, and not everything goes on the credit card. We have a lot of bills that go separately, but we do have bills that go on the credit card.
Okay.
And then I have a credit card and Father Samuel has a credit card. So sometimes when we order things online, we'll use that credit card.
Okay. And so Father Samuel, he's the owner, you're the authorized signer or authorized user, or who's the owner of the card?
We
Who's the
each
name
have,
on the statement?
It's me.
Okay, it's Father Samuel. So then you're the user, you're the authorized user, right? And so you should be able to look at that, you know, that statement. If it's like PG&E, Pac Bell, AT&T, gas, whatever it may be, those are just, it's a bill pay service, and you can easily take that statement and write gas GL number 3101, right? Whatever the general ledger number is, so that it gets posted to the right account, not just one Alta One Credit Union credit card. You break it down so that when, you know, Josh is reviewing that statement and making sure that everything got posted properly to QuickBooks, everything looks good, right? But if there is, let's say that Father Samuel is out in the community and he is having lunch with somebody, right? And he is going to, as a part of his outreach, he's going to treat that person to lunch. And so maybe that's to Applebee's for $25. So he's going to have a receipt. He's going to write down outreach, right? And who we had. And then either, do you have an expense type of sheet, or what do you use to, you know, gather up and make sure things get posted properly to the right GL for an expense report? Do you have an expense report sheet?
I think there is one, but personally, no, I don't have it.
Okay.
So it
Well,
just
yeah, I think
I'll bring the receipt and give it to Melody.
Okay.
yeah,
One thing-
pretty
one of the
much.
confusions for me anyway is that I have to just sort of guess which GL to use
Okay.
for each expense. At least that's how I've been doing it.
Okay. All right. So, you know, now is a time to really kind of clean it up, right? We can clean that up. If I can get you an expense report, do you think that would help? A template?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
It's like, when you're driving your car, Father Samuel, to outreach, to do whatever in the community, to a meeting, whatever that may be, are you keeping track of the miles? Or how was your contract written, you know, that the vestry presented to you? Are you just given a flat rate? What does that look like?
I really don't keep any mileage or anything because it never been in the contract. So I just use my personal money.
Okay, all right. Because this is a, you know, it is a business expense, and you know, you should be keeping track, and the church should definitely reimburse you for that, whatever that may be. And you would keep a travel log, and you would say, you know, meeting with Ed Taylor, 30 miles, right? Back, and you're going from not your home, but from the church office to that place where that may be. it's kind of labor intensive for you, Father Samuel, but it keeps things accurate for the church. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And so let me get a car allowance mileage form.
Now, Ed, we do have a form that we use when somebody submits a receipt. So say somebody goes to the store and buys sandwiches or supplies for a luncheon or for food baskets or something, and they give me that receipt. And they're supposed to fill out this form, but it's usually me who fills it out and saying what it's for and who the check is to be paid for.
Okay.
So that's about the only thing that we're using as far as
So it's about empowering the people, and because someone's got to approve that, and if you're completing it, you can't be the completer and the approver, right? So Velma's going to complete.
I'm lucky if I could get the receipt from them. So.
Well, you know what? They're not going to get paid. They're not going to get their money. They don't do that, right? So, and that is like one of my biggest issues with some churches is that they don't have some sort of form, or they have it completed, but it's not approved by anybody. Because if it's not approved by you, Melody, then it's going to be Father Samuel, or it could be Jim. But it would make so much more sense, since you're the administrator, that they complete it, they give it to you, and then they get their check. Otherwise, they're not going to get their check.
Yeah.
Right. So I like that expense form. That's really good. But when it comes to miles form, I like to get one for Father Samuel.
Okay.
So that starting in July or August, whenever he wants to start it, he's able to keep track. Because again, gas is not cheap. I just filled up today, and I had to fill up. It was like $4.59. I can only imagine what's like up in
Oh, $4. That's good.
No, that's what I thought, and that's not even Costco. So I just it's just it's about using and really just being a good steward of the money, and that's all. You're doing your outreach, right? You're doing what you have been called to do, and it's up to us as as part of the board, part of the vestry, to make sure that when you're there, we don't want you to go poor, but we want you to be taken care of. And that's one way to do it, is when you are out there driving, that you are being compensated for that. But again, next year, because every year, Josh, this is just a good note for you, is you need to, the vestry needs to vote on what's the housing and compensation package going to be, for Father Samuel, right? And is he going to get an increase? Is he going to just get a COLA? Whatever that may look like. You can always throw in that, Father Samuel, we're going to keep it very simple, and we're just going to give you $200 a month for your gas allowance, and that will be built in to your housing and compensation package. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that I think that's something for your vestry board to kind of think about and consider, right? And
So,
again,
Father
now
Samuel-
time.
sorry.
What's that?
And I was going to ask Father Samuel, do you have a vehicle allowance right now?
No.
You don't have a travel allowance.
What did you say?
Do you have a travel allowance that you can use to pay for your gas to go and visit people or go to meetings out of town? That's not part of your package? I know you have a housing allowance, but do you
Yeah.
have a travel or a vehicle allowance right now?
I don't remember that. I don't.
Okay. You know what,
Oh.
Josh, if you pull up a P&L if you're on QuickBooks right now, you would see under the actual if he or that there's been a budget allotment for
Yeah, it should
his-
probably be under the
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I believe that that was a separate line item in the budget itself, not
Yeah.
a thing that goes directly to him every month or anything like that.
yeah,
So we would
Oh.
pay, like if he had to go to the diocese for convention, or he had to go to like the clergy retreat and that kind of stuff, that there is a travel
Yeah,
budget
there's
line
something.
item.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
saying it's reimbursable, it's
yeah,
not an
right.
allowance.
The
Yes,
travel,
yes.
that is more
Oh.
hotel and all of that, his conferences. This would be more for his, his gas for doing community outreach, which would be a little
Yeah,
more.
and I don't
less
think
than-
we have done that in the past. I was
Okay.
on vestry for like 2 terms recently, so
Mhm.
I
Okay.
don't remember seeing
I
that in our
probably used to
budget.
have one.
Just something to look at, and we can talk about that on our next call. And
And
so,
can I make a quick comment?
yeah,
We currently do not really have a budget. We are running on the budget from the year before.
okay,
Because we just really didn't, I mean, John Lorch did just about everything.
okay,
And I know that Josh has been overwhelmed just learning what he needs to do. So there never was a budget
A
really
smooth
created.
transition, yeah.
okay.
So
All right. So now is kind of because we're halfway through the year. This would be very easy to just do it. I'm going to be very simple in my numbers. Let's say it's $1,200, right? And you can go on to the budget on QuickBooks, and you just kind of fill in for phone, right? To where it's $100 each month, or you have some seasonality, whatever you want to do. And so I can help you, Josh, in making that happen. All right.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that would be really, really good.
Yeah, that's one thing I
Especially
thought
for
about.
planning, bless you, especially for planning for 2027.
Yeah, because I don't know how to do the budget at all.
Yeah, once you do it, it's like
Can
it's a
help with
piece of
that
cake.
too.
It's a piece of cake. And
Okay.
so
Definitely.
I will help you through that. And that's why if you go into QuickBooks and if you were able to scan and kind of send me a PDF of what that looks like, I can kind of highlight which accounts are really active and
Which what would you like me to send you?
if I'm
You
trying
can
to
go in,
think, can you send me a chart of accounts in QuickBooks?
Or what do you want?
the chart of accounts
Chart of accounts?
chart of accounts, yeah.
Or
or funds allocation.
Like the one that you print out before, remember the one that we did for the Baptist Foundation?
I'll have to look up how to do that.
Okay.
Is that a report?
Yeah, it's under no, it's not under reports. I think it's under company. I have to go to the old school. I'm on QuickBooks
Oh, I
Online.
found it. I
Oh, you
found
did?
it. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so
Share
if
my
you
screen,
can
or
just
is that okay with the vestry for me to share all of this? I'll just try to see if I can go back into Zoom or
I think he won you to send it to me.
oh, use
As
it
the
for
email.
later, or
Yeah,
as an
like
email,
attachment.
or now, or
yeah, if you can just email it to me, that'd be great.
okay, yeah. Let me do that. Sorry, I'm not on my current. I was using my other computer, and then this one I'm not logged into my email on here. So give me a second to get it all. It's going to take me a little bit to get this to you.
How soon do you need it? Right now or?
No, you know what? Josh, you can get it to me tomorrow.
Okay.
It's not that it's important, but I want to and if you can also send to me last month's profit and loss statement and last month's balance sheet.
and last month, uh,
Profit and loss,
profit loss, and then also
and the balance sheet.
balance sheet.
Okay, thank you. So, so you're working off. So, how do you know when the vestry, when the vestry meets do you meet every month, the vestry?
Yes.
Okay. And so when Josh, when you are doing the treasurer's report, what are you sharing with the vestry?
Well, I haven't done that.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah,
okay,
we're not. I haven't been up on that.
okay. And when do you typically have your vestry board meeting? Are you the second or third Monday or Tuesday, or when do you typically do that?
Third,
The
Monday,
Tuesday.
third Tuesday.
third Tuesday?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so that's coming up.
Yeah, but Josh is gonna miss that one because it's his anniversary.
Okay. Oh, lucky you. Lucky you. All right. So, okay. Um, so then but you know what? We'll get this on board for August.
Okay.
Let's plan on that. Let me make sure it's not on my anniversary. Let's see here. Oh my gosh.
Is
It is. But I will work with you the week of the 10th. How's that? And we'll get that report looking really good.
Good.
All right.
That would
And
be
so,
wonderful.
so my ask of you, Velma, would be to take a look at the bank statement. You just make sure that everything has been updated and entered on through the end of July.
Okay.
All right. And my ask for you, Melody, would be to make sure that all expenses get paid during the month of July. And that there's no, because I know sometimes, if you mail it too late in the month,
Yeah.
it's going to be,
More expensive.
it's going to be carried over to the following month.
Yeah, so I guess for our income then we usually do a tithe to the diocese. So I would need I would need the list of what we received for July before I could write the check for
Right.
July.
Because you should have the month of July, um, or you should have the month of June already so that you can write out that check in July, right?
Yeah,
And
I
when
already have done that. I did that
okay.
today.
So yeah, we'll have all that ready for you to do in August for July.
The only problem is I'm going to be on vacation the last week of July, so the diocesan check will not be written before
Okay. All right.
the end of the month. Just
Okay.
unless
But
somebody
see,
else does it.
but for July, that's June's giving. So could you write that check
Yes,
before?
he's
Well,
already done
basically
that.
what I did. Yes, so I've already written the check for June's giving, so that's covered for July then. So we count the other one for the next month. then.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
good.
So yeah, you're all covered. So that's really good. And then it would be, the big thing that's really important is to make sure that all the expenses that can be either an ACH debit, like, the phone bill, PG&E, cable, whatever it is. Um, do you do a live stream, Father Samuel? For those that are at home to where they want to be a part of your service, do you do a
Yes,
live
Yes,
stream?
we
Facebook.
do
Okay.
have live stream.
All right. So that would be on the credit card, right? Or unless you do that as an ACH debit out of your checking account. How do you
Do
typically
we
pay?
pay for that?
No,
We just use
I think we
Facebook.
just use church Facebook page.
You use Facebook?
Yeah, we use
Oh,
Facebook.
that's okay. That's free. Okay, good. Um, And then all of the, so if you're doing that, then keep in mind any music that goes out to on live stream on Facebook, you got to pay a license for that. Have you been paying that at all?
No,
We
No.
pay a license, but I think it's more for the printing of things.
Yeah. So
Does that
anything
include
that goes,
music from the hymnal, from the Anglican hymnal?
so if you know if you are singing a church song,
Mhm.
right? And you're going to, use that song on a live stream, you got to pay for that license that it because you're going over public internet, right? And so there's a licensing fee for that as well.
Hmm.
Sorry, let me go back over that. Does that include music from the Anglican hymnal? Because some of that music, like no, thank you, our God, is hundreds of years old. So who do we pay?
There's a company that you have to pay. I will get that information to you. Melody, what's a good email for you?
Melody, Melody, at ctkridgecrest.org. Yeah, you might find it in the email that you got this link
Oh,
on.
okay, I saw that. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right, good deal.
Another question. You say we have to pay if it's a live stream. What about if we record it and it's not a live stream, it comes over afterwards?
If you are doing music that is going over the internet, it's got to be you got to pay a fee for that. You got to pay a licensing.
Hmm.
And so,
So I have a question. Do they contact
I'm
you
sorry?
church, or do you? Can you hear me?
yeah, I can.
Okay. So do they contact you, or do you contact them?
You're going to contact them. You don't want them to, fine you for
Okay.
doing music. So, I think you've been blessed to where you haven't been fined yet.
Okay.
But let's keep you honest and on the books,
Okay.
right? So I will get that music license fee info to you, Melody.
Absolutely.
And this does apply to the ASCNA hymnal book also, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, because I thought that was ours.
Because I
so-
know we've paid licensing fees to do the music before when we weren't live streaming, the stuff that wasn't in the hymnal.
Yeah. So if you're keeping it in-house and you're not live streaming, then you don't have to pay the fee.
Well,
How
if
about
we're putting the
if when we
words,
turn off the volume and then that part doesn't go, you just see us moving our mouths and that part doesn't, never mind.
Let's say no, please, for somebody who
um,
watches it every week.
how many viewers do you have?
Maybe 10, I don't know.
5, I don't know, something like that. Not
Yeah,
very.
it
Yeah,
depends. It depends.
I mean, it's not like it was COVID when you were doing the live stream a
No.
lot, right?
No, it depends. Sometimes we could be been 1, but we can even go up to 10 or more. Sometimes depends.
I'm going to find that out, and
Okay.
then you decide on what you're going to do.
Okay.
All right, because it may not, you know what? It may not be cost effective for you to pay that fee, and then you just ask for forgiveness and say, I'm not going to do it again, right? And so you just don't have music with with your church service. Or if you do, to Vilma's point, you just turn off the volume. And it's only, it's only going to be the words and not hearing the music.
Yeah.
Right.
So the license that we do have then is only for me to print bulletins with.
Yeah, that's totally different. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
totally
there's a
different.
separate license that
This
we
is all music.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. We have covered a lot. I hope this has been helpful. Josh, how do you feel?
Okay.
I don't know how much
You're a
help.
hard guy to read. Okay. So let me kind of review. You're going to send me, Josh, financial statement, P&L, and a chart of accounts, right? We've talked about I feel good about what you're doing on a Sunday service. I feel really good about that. We're going to need to get a little bit more clarity from the expense side.
Mhm.
If you're using expense form, then Melody, you cannot sign for completer and approver. It's one or the other. And so if you complete it and Josh or Father Samuel is in the office, then they can do it once a week, right? As long as for the month it is done. All right. And so, um, that will get that taken care of. I'm going to get a mileage form for you, Father Samuel. We already know that there is some sort of a budget line item. We just got to make sure that it's has clarity with it so that we know exactly what it's going to be. I'm going to send information regarding the music license fee to you, Melody, at ctkridgecrest.org. You have one account that is all encompassing, but within that account at Alta One Credit Union, you have sub accounts,
Subcon.
and that's what's going to be on the balance sheet that we'll see. We just need to make sure that the money that you have for building fund is identified as a restricted account, and that money is separated, and hopefully we'll have a good number on what that's going to look like. You use QuickBooks
We've got that.
old school, which is great. Um, you have two services where you collect money only on the Sunday 10 a.m. And then you have the Wednesday service as well. Um, and then we will find a time, Josh, and we will do a share screen, and I'm going to walk you through how to create a budget so that when you get together with Father Samuel, whoever else you want to have, to discuss the 2027 budget, that will be done. We also talked about as a new business item that having signers only be up to $500 for checks, right? Where it's just one signer. We know that the banks only look at and require one signature. We all know that. However, it's the diocese that wants two. And so we just gotta, so you got, again, you may not get all six of your signers. However, if it's less than $500, then away we go. All right. What
Excuse
other
me,
questions?
that $500 or less, is that something that the vestry has to say?
It's
That
got to
they
be in.
can,
It's got to be in your approved by the board by the vestry. Yeah,
okay,
and we typically
yeah, so
do that once.
it's gotta be brought to the vestry, next vestry meeting to approve that.
Correct. Correct.
But
Got
And
it.
then comes
Melody,
January, you'll do it again as a new line item.
Okay.
How often has it been you have not been able to get a check signed by two people?
I have not really had that problem in the last couple years because we've gotten more signers. And Arnold Arntz is now a signer and he's there so often. He cleans our building for us.
Oh,
He's
okay.
our junior warden. So, and since Father Samuel can sign, I very rarely have a problem getting somebody to sign as a second signer. And again, the second signer, I was told, did not have to be, just one of them has to be an official bank signer. The other one could actually just be another active member of the church.
Okay.
Is that not okay with the
Yeah.
diocese?
Yeah,
What
that's not
we
going to get you.
what we have is all the signers actually do sign on the account as
Okay,
an
because
authorized signer. We got the owners, which would be Father Samuel, Josh as the treasurer, those two are the owners. Then you got, five other people who are just an authorized signer.
okay, okay,
And so that's something for you to think about.
okay.
Because again, they don't really look at it. Do you have a savings account?
Yes,
Yes.
but it's got like $25 in it, I think.
Okay,
So,
all right.
yeah.
We
So,
only, I think there's like $20.
We have to, yeah.
yeah. So, is that through Alta One?
Yes.
Okay, all
To
right.
have the checking, we have to have the savings account.
Right. Yeah. That's a standard. And so do you earn interest on that savings account or on the checking account?
Maybe 2 cents every
Uh,
quarter. On the checking account, I doubt do we get
No,
interest?
no.
I
Do
don't
you
think
get any
so.
interest? No, as a matter of fact, that's why somebody suggested putting some of the money like from the building fund into a money market account, which might give us,
yeah.
2% versus
Do you have
nine
a
tenths of a
Bank of
percent or
California up
something
there
like
in
that.
Ridgecrest?
Pardon?
Do you have a Bank of California?
No.
Okay, all right. Because that's where we keep a large amount of our money because it's paying like 3%.
Oh,
And right now, probably the credit union is paying 0.10, right? Or 0.05. So
You
it's
get
like
3% on
nothing.
a checking account?
What's that?
You get 3% on a checking
It's
account?
a liquid savings account.
Okay.
So that's something for you to, but again, if you don't have a Bank of California, that's not going to. Um, the other thing that we would do is, let's say you were to move some of that building fund money to that savings account. When you're doing the approval of the withdrawal amount, less than $500, you would also include where Father Samuel or the Josh as a treasurer can transfer up to, let's say, $2,000 a month or $2,000 per transaction without two. Because again, remember, electronic transfers is a single signer. The church requires two.
Mhm.
So that's where the vestry is giving permission to Father Samuel or Josh or whoever up to a certain dollar amount to do that electronic transfer from a savings account to the checking account and vice versa. So use that feature, use that benefit. And again, you may want to do maybe you want to do $10,000 so that you have a little latitude to just do one quick sweep if you could from one account to the other. Oh, we need money to do payroll or whatever it may be. Boom, transfer back, whatever that dollar amount may be. So you're making money on your money. That's what you want to do. So
That's a good thing.
anything else that I can help you with on this first round? Has this been helpful?
This has been very helpful, at least to me, just
Okay,
listening. I
good.
don't have any background in money, but it seemed like everything is really, I'm looking forward to that budget being done.
Yep.
That is where a lot of, we haven't had the reports in last year, and I would say, um, yeah, since uh, June, I believe.
Okay.
You know,
Well, let's
yeah,
let's get you going in the right direction then.
yeah.
And so, and I'm confident once Josh gets his training and we get it all set up, he's gonna be doing really well.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
We just want him. He had a lot of sometimes comes pressure. So
Any anything else, Melody or Vilma?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for this. It's been very informative for us. I feel that maybe Josh didn't get what maybe he needs yet, but I think
Yeah.
you needed some background information. I think
It was
it
useful.
was
Thank you.
helpful.
No, it was
Yeah.
really
Oh,
helpful.
Okay.
absolutely.
Thank
But I think you're going to get more help even in the future, Josh. Things will get a lot clearer for you. So,
Okay.
It'll be very routine, Josh. It will become very routine for you. So,
Okay.
to where all you're going to do is looking, especially once you get that budget information updated, whatever that dollar amount may look like, and you see that something's for actual way out of line, then you're going to say, okay, as we're planning for 2027, we may need to allocate some additional monies for this expense line item, whatever that may be. And so it's going to be this juggling, you know. You only get so much income and you got all this expense. And so how do you make it work, right? And so you know, I can help you. Besides Father Samuel, is there any other paid positions? Mel, are you a paid position? Okay. And so how long have you, Melody, been an employee?
Over 18 years now.
Okay, 18. And so when when you pull out your employee file, um, you know, you have an I-9, you have a W-4, you have your application. Do you have you know, um I can send you the checklist just to make sure. Where do you have an updated California wage and hour poster?
No, I don't think we've done one of those for a long time.
Okay. So we need to order that. Okay. Because if the state walks into your office and they see that, oh, you know, your wage and hour poster is dated, you know, 1999, you know, they're going to say you're out of compliance, you're being fined, get it done. And so let's make sure that it's going to cost either you go on the website and just print it out. I'm not, you know, you can have the full laminated and pay a fee for that. And a lot of places do, but you know, you want to have that, you know, you want to have the break schedule up, you know, you know, vacation, you know, what that looks like for you. You know, PTO, you know, not PTO, but your sick time. Do you know how many sick days you get? Or do you just get
Yeah.
PTO?
Well, yeah, it's all kind of fairly relaxed. I do keep a timesheet because that was requested of me to do, which in a way has been helpful, especially since I've been taking some odd hours and working odd hours, then I can track how many, you know, to make sure I work the right amount of hours.
Yeah.
So it's somewhat, I mean, I have office hours and I'm supposed to be there 24 hours a week, you know, during certain hours, but sometimes they flex a little bit. Like tonight, I'm on this Zoom call.
Yeah.
So I have to take my parents to a doctor's office, that doctor's appointment, then, you know, I can go away for that.
Right, right. As long as it all adds up to 24 hours. And so then, you know, when you look at, you know, the state of California requires, you know, you get five sick days, right? I don't know, but that's all on a full-time basis. So you know,
Yeah.
you know, 24 hours is 0.625. 0.62 point.
I don't really
Yeah.
take sick. If I take time off because I'm sick, which is pretty rarely, then I just usually make up the time. Except for when I broke my kneecap quite a few years ago, and I was off for several weeks then.
Yeah.
And I'm, you know, they covered me for that time, and so I just, you know,
Yeah.
I don't worry about it now. I just
yeah,
make
I-
sure.
it's more about, you know, just keeping you in compliance. That's the
Okay.
whole thing, right? And so you may get, you know, whatever the vestry decides to give you for a combined PTO and vacation, because you know, been there for 18 years, you know, that may look really good. So
Yeah, I do get an annual, you know, I do get leave, so many
Paid
leaves,
time off.
you know,
so
so
much
many days
vacation
off.
time,
Yeah,
right?
I do definitely get vacation time. They also let me go on mission trips. When I
Oh,
go on a
good.
mission
Okay.
trip, they take my time. So they're very
Okay.
good to me. So,
Okay, good. It's just when you're there working, you know, we want to make sure we're keeping you in the California law compliance.
okay.
That's the whole thing. Okay. And I'm gonna send to you also a template for for your HR, which, you know, your personnel file, because it should also be the same for Father Samuel. He's got to have a personnel file as well.
Right.
And then that
And we have
file,
two other
We have
employees.
two others.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
we have-
everyone has to have
Yeah.
a, you know, And Father Sam, you've done your live scan, right?
Yes,
Yes, didn't you do it
Yeah.
when they came to the church?
yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna have to redo all that, I guess, so.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and it's going to be more for any person that is in connection or has contact with children has to do it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
most of
for
us did
Sunday
it.
school teachers and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. So before I open any more can of worms, and go down a different rabbit hole. I think we have a good start. So I will get these information to you this week. If that
Really appreciate it.
Great.
okay.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right. Sharon, any thoughts? You know, has this been a good session? Do you feel?
Yeah, it's filling in stuff that I haven't had from, because I was receiving treasure like 30 years ago, and I've been a lay minister, so and I've been on vestry multiple times, so I have that perspective, but I don't have the treasure part of it, the tracking
Yeah.
everything. I've just seen all the reports.
Yeah, good deal. Good deal. All right. And I think we're good to go from my perspective. And Josh, let's try to get I'm basically doing 2 church audits in 2 weeks. I'm on vacation next week. I'm doing a leadership training the last week of July. So maybe beginning of February or beginning of August, you and I can kind of connect. And if that works out for you, I don't want to interrupt your in
No,
your
that should
vacation.
work okay for me because I'm also gone the next 2 weeks. So
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So we'll plan on something. I'll just respond to all and we'll do another Zoom where you can kind of share. We'll work it from there.
okay.
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 All right. Well, good to go. Thank you again for all your time and thank you for allowing me to be a part of this meeting to help you.
Thank you for
Bishop will be
taking time.
very pleased.
I think he's going to be, and thank you for taking time to do that.
You're welcome.
All
You're
right.
welcome. Glad to help. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.
Okay,
All
good
right.
night.
Thank you,
Good night.
everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wait. Yeah. Thank
Bye.
you,
Josh,
Sharon.
yes, thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
Thank
I'm
you,
gonna
Vilma,
get
for
home
all
and
that
get-
explanation. We really
Pardon?
appreciate it. Thank you for the knowledge that comes
Oh.
with you.
That's what I do. Thanks. And I
Someone knows.
Yeah,
do know some accounting, but yeah, I'm glad to be able to actually get into it.
absolutely. Thank you, Sharon, for coming.
Good night, Sharon. Nice to see you.
Nice to
Good
see
night,
all of you.
everybody.
Blessing. Bye.
And to you too.